I'm from Guyana, and will we say the middle of Guyana because it's divided in three rivers, Barbies, Essequibo, and the Demerara. So we are in the Demerara River, right up from the, not a source actually, but near into the source of the river. So we live, to get into our village, other means of transportation, but by boat. So that's where I'm from. And the village is called Moritaro, a little village of 300 persons. And I'm a member of COID, Guyana Indigenous Organization, and also, Tushao from the village. And I'm a Southern Adventist. But I was hearing that it's a religion, but my religion don't permit me from taking part in this kind of session or being a leader in the village. So, as an Adventist, I'm a leader within the women's group, and for that part within the church. And also, I'm a part of I won't say they are an organization, but a club that we have a farm to go and greet elderly people, work with them, work with the youth, and we do those. So it's not just a club, we farm, and then that's what we did. And not only in the village, but wherever we could meet people and give some kind of encouragement. Basically about it.
So the first question, if you can tell us about the injustice of not having subsurface rights.
It's very much a really great injustice than having that, because most of the subsurface that within hinterland or in our community, that is where the resources are. So when you're telling me we can't use our resource that we live on, it's a great challenge. Personally, within our village, we have a lot of resources in subsurface. Well, we have bauxite ore, but it's exposed. So I'm saying to them, it's exposed, so we don't go in under the earth, it's over. So it's ours. But in our title land have except, and it have ore inside, gold, diamond, sand, coals, all these things. Now, how could we have the forest, we have a wood called that we could burn coals, which could be a livelihood, but then we can't use it because we can't use coals. Because to get the coals in the ground, you have to dig the ground, put it inside, prepare it, burn the coals. We can't do that. So it's a great challenge. And when we talk with government officials, they will say it's the law. But who make the law? They make it, so they can do it. But many times, just to be on justice with us, they say the law. So leave it at that. So we have to respect the law. But they also can undo it. They have the authority. So it is actually a great struggle for us. Now, for the example with the bauxite, after I become the Tusho, we know we have the ore there. We sit with the villagers. We make some decision of removing it. We could sell it. We don't have the equipment to work it, to remove it, but there are companies who do have it. We go and we dialogue with a company, and then I go to the Ministry of Indigenous Affairs and the lawyer David James, and I negotiate with them. I explain to them what the benefits we could get from the bauxite ore, and it's about 25 acres of land that they have the So within turn, I say to the villagers and to the ministry, is that we could remove the ore, and we make the agreement that it wouldn't leave in whole because it's high over the. It's like a high terrarium high over the river. So when you take up, the deepest is 15 feet. So when you take up that, is still way over, because a hill. So I tell them when we finish take out the ore, we make the agreement that they will smooth it back. We'll have a housing scheme there because the road comes straight into the village, which is much easier, more access, with transportation cheaper. So we do that feasibility study, we see it's profitable, so we go for it. We make the agreement within the ministry. We tell the guy that they have to start work. But I didn't get advice from them that we have to get a removal permit from GGMC. GGMC came into us. Over 1 year now they can't give us the permit, the removal permit. And we're still waiting. I met with the Office of Climate Change within the Office of the Presidency. I go in all over, and I'm making my petition. I ask them, well, I'm not giving up. So recently, before I come, President said we visit in my village. So I have a long list to share with him. Very long list to share with him. And one of the things is that women, male in general, for the indigenous community, they tend to soft out on certain issues, like they don't have this go ahead, this strength within them. So the most majority, well, I said there is male Tushawa of the 200 communities. Just 11 of us are female Tushawas. And I'm hoping and praying that more female could be in this leadership within the indigenous communities, because we see more than them, we understand more than them, and we have more strength than a male. I always say this, reason why for male we don't only think for our daily life, we think about our future for our children. Female always thinking beyond. Where a male, well, yes, I have to look after my family, but I get a job, I work, I bring home the money and whatever. Where a mother, a female, will say, well, I need to see this done, I have to get this around in the house, I have to get this in the farm, wherever. So we have a wider vision in developing ourselves and our communities more than a male. Because when they go they get their money and they know they bring home a part, they know the rum shop have a part. Right? Most of them. And that is one of the things that hampering or hindering indigenous communities. And I will say this from colonial time, because the history that I heard from my grandparents is that they used to barter with the indigenous people or the Ameringe people alcohol for whatever they have in exchange, whatever treasure they have, whatever medicine, whatever. So they enjoy the alcohol and they drink it and they sleep wherever and that. So it's something handed down and they just accept it. But then we have to stand up strong for that. We have to, because it's a great challenge. And I know that once there are female and great leaders before that stand up, but then we need to encourage others to stand up more strong for them. I share, and I will continue to share with women, is to have a goal and a vision. Respect yourself. Self-motivation. I have a class with some female, so I always say to them, you is all about you. Is where I want to go from here. It's a determination within you to make you a better person. Ask yourself hard question, what I did to myself when I was getting younger. Hard question, embarrassing question. If I should run over there and I fall, who will pick me up? If I should jump down there, how I'll be hurt? These questions we have to think and ask ourselves, and sit down by ourselves and look for answer from our own self, because that's the only way we gain strength, when we answer the hard question we ask ourselves. And when I could remember when I was, my grandmother say, I always remember her, I love her, she wrote her much, and she said, you smart, She said, she used to share all her little tricks with me, I'll say. She said, before you make a defend, you must always have to have an before you make an offend, you must have your defend. So if you know you're going to, it's an offend, you have a defend already prepared. So when you have the answer, you have the answer. So don't go and make an offend without a defend. So she is telling me to prepare myself to whatever struggle or question I have to meet. So if I say I want that rock to move from there, and you don't feel it to move from there, or I move the rock, I will say why I moved the rock. And next thing I try to instill within the youths, and I will always say, when you to make a decision on something, make a preparation. Because if I say I want to move you from here because I'm not satisfied with you here, where am I going to put you? So I have to have a place prepared, and it must be better than where you are to put you.
Thank you.
You know, that is really, that is how I try to assist. So I was inspired by this motivation from my grandparents. The first time I will be speaking in a university or at delivering a presentation, although I'm a leader, yes, because yes, I did do within the village, within the home church, but like at the university where it's the first time for me. So it make me get more strength, and it take away that, as what I mentioned, my grandmother again said, the weakness within me, the fear, the nervousness, you know, it gave me that courage, that strength that I tell myself now I could go and stand up anywhere to represent my village, my people, and myself. You know, I feel that courage. So it did beyond what I could tell you for me. And I know when I go back home, I have a lot to share. I have a lot to share with my villagers and other villagers, the strength of a woman that was actually portrayed to me and brings so much out of me. The strength of a woman that this conference have done. And I wish we could get many more.